Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper One. A few days ago, someone in our group mentioned dogs and dog food and how I was storing it. So it got me thinking. Probably a very serious topic that we should talk about. Everybody has dogs. Dogs are part of your family. And also, dogs do provide some sense of security to you. So I was thinking, how much dog food do I need to store? Which is a good question. In a situation where the economy continues to go down, which I think it will, just continue to slowly grind away, there's more break-ins, more burglaries, so a dog will be helpful to counter this. Criminals do not like attention, and dogs bark, so even if you have a small dog, it still can be good. It might not be good for security, but it will alert you that, hey, something's not right. Also, if you have a large dog, it's intimidating, so that burglar might think twice about coming in your yard or going in your house. Dog food, important to stock, but don't just think dog food, think shots. Make sure your dog's up on his shots. How about heartworm medication, dewormer, flea control? Very important. You need to start stocking extra of this, because there won't be a Walmart or your vet to go down and see. How about a muzzle? Say you're going to move your dogs to your retreat or to someone else's house. Your dog could be highly agitated, trying to move him in the middle of the night, a lot of confusion. So if you have a big dog, you might just want to buy a cheap muzzle, so you can muzzle him until he gets there and you can settle him down. Or if a cage. Or you might not be able to move your dog. Maybe a friend will be taking your dog to your retreat. So think about that. Think for safety. So let's say we get to our retreat and we have 5 or 6 families, and you figure out you got 8 dogs. It might be time now to sit down as a group and say, hey, what are we going to do with our dogs? We have 8 dogs. We don't need 8 dogs. We probably can't feed 8 dogs. We don't have the facilities to hold 8 dogs. So start talking about it now. This will be a very emotional decision you guys will have to make. So starting that process now will be helpful. You might get to your place and you have 8 dogs and you say, wow, we're going to have to get rid of some. Which dogs can actually do something at the retreat or at the homestead? Which ones are profitable? Which ones are good for security? Which ones are good for hunting? Figure that out now. Also consider children. If that's a family pet, you're not going to want to get rid of that dog. So think of children and their mental stability. That dog could be a stabilizing factor during the crisis. Maybe you can give a dog away to a neighbor that doesn't have a dog. So think of that. Worst case scenario, you might have to put a few dogs down. You'll be making a lot of hard decisions in a WROL situation, and this will just be one of them. Let's talk about food. Typically, the manufacturers say that dry dog food will last about a year. I've been checking bags. This particular one will last to the 4th month of 2012, so it's definitely over a year. Canned dog food, this right here, will last July of 2013. So canned dog food will generally last a little longer than the dry. This is a 40-pound bag, and it's $12.50, $13. This is a generic store brand. Typically, to figure how much your dog's going to need, they usually have charts on it. I have 2 large dogs, so one will probably take about 6 cups, and the other one will take about 8 cups. One's a Great Dane and the other one's a German Shepherd mix. So they eat a lot of food. Typically, 1 pound of food is 4 cups. So this bag right here, 40-pound bag, a large bag, will be about 20 days for my large dog. So my large dog would take about 730 pounds of dog food for 1 dog. And my other dog will probably take about 500 pounds. So we're looking at about 1,200 pounds of dog food per year. So it's something that we need to consider now. That's a lot of storage space, and you need to buy it and you need to rotate it. What you want to do is leave the dog food in the original container. These have plastic liners that keeps the oxygen out. Oxygen is probably the worst thing for dog food. So leave it in the container and then place this in a garbage can, galvanized garbage can, or a 55-gallon drum, but leave it in the original container. They put stuff in this to preserve it. Preservatives. So you need to look on your label. Vitamin E is the natural preservative. It will not last as long as the chemical preservatives. It's probably a little bit better for your animal, but if you're looking for long-term storage, you want to find something. I'm not even going to pronounce the first word, but the next one is BHT and BHA. So what you want to do is you want to look on your bag and see, and this one has, I think it has BHA in it. So look and make sure it has a preservative, so if you're going to store it for long term. Let's say we've run out of dry food, run out of canned food. Dogs typically require 25% of their diet needs to be in a protein or a meat. 25%. So if you start mixing up stuff, you can use rice, vegetables from the garden. If you guys have chickens, give them eggs. We have a few ducks, so we love to give all the duck eggs to our dogs, and they love it. Very good for them. So if you want to mix it up, you typically cook some rice, throw some vegetables in there, and then 25% of that food for the day should be a meat product. Dog food is probably not a topic you guys are thinking about, but it's probably just as important as the coolest AK or AR you have. So, forget about these things for a little bit and concentrate on the logistics, the bread and butter of if you're going to make it through. So think about dog food. Thanks for watching.